This might be jumping the gun with the little dogs, might be, but if it is, it is, and we'll take some steps backwards and go back to basics. But we're gonna teach impulse control. And the way I'm gonna do that is teach the puppies a place command. And when I say puppies, they're like 7 and 8 months old. Okay, so to get started, to teach the place command, the way I teach it, the dogs aren't allowed to sit on the bed. I mean, you can sit, but place is you lay down and shut off. The job is to do nothing. The way that that's impulse control, I'm gonna show you when I go through, Utah, what are you doing? I'm gonna show you as I go through this, I'll talk about it as we start moving, the reasons that it's so effective. And it's not super easy to train. I mean, it's easy to train. It's tedious to reinforce. And that's the most important part, the reinforcement. Those little tiny itty bitty things every single day, those are the ones that matter the most, not the big grandiose actually training the behavior or the command. So to do it, if I want him to lay down on this, I gotta teach him how to lay down. I don't have a down command for him yet. So I'm gonna try and keep this short. We might only do it with Utah today. I'll try to get Tyler in there, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that because I hate going over 20 minutes. Because if we do that, oh, I didn't put my earpiece in. How's the quality of sound? I need a new phone and I gotta upgrade and do lives on the GoPro anyway. Oh well, we'll just go with it like this. So hopefully you guys can hear it. Okay, so these little guys are super, super food motivated. Food works for, a lot of these things that we're doing. I don't want to use food. Hey, oh, hi. Hey, how's the sound on here? Is it Isla? Did I say that right? Can you hear me okay? I got the fan going just because I just washed the floors and I was trying to. If you can hear me okay, let me know. It's good so far. Okay. Thank you. Give me a heads up if the sound gets funky. I don't want to use food to train down. You can, and I'll show you how to do it if I can't get it down out of him. But I'd prefer, okay, good. I prefer to just use leash pressure because it's easier to just continue to use the leash pressure and then to reinforce what that down is without using food. But if I can't get it out of them, then I'll use food. I'm not going to make it a big, huge struggle. So and keep in mind, you guys, we still have to do, get out of there, you little creep. We still have to do our structured walk outside. I haven't even done that with them yet. We've only done walks in the backyard and we've only done walks in here. And they're dynamite. The dogs are dynamite in here. I mean, they're really good regardless, but I haven't done a full-blown structured walk outside yet. So some of the things that we're doing, in your case, it might be backwards. You might want to walk them first. I don't know. For me, this is just going to work because I want to do it live. Okay. Remember in the beginning, my dogs are on my left side. You don't have to have them on your left side, whatever side works for you. As we go through this, anything that you're confused about, the slip lead, the way that it sits, any of that stuff, that's all in the Leash Foundation course, and it's $20, leashfoundation.com. So I don't want to waste a ton of time going through that because it is in that course. Just stop for a drink of water, go for it. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple back and forths just to get his attention on me. So remember, anytime I stop, I want him to sit. I want an auto sit because I know he'll give it to me. That's an auto sit. I didn't say sit, he just automatically sat because when we stop, that was what I trained. When I stop, you sit your little butt down. But I want him lined up right here on my side because I'm going to get down on the ground with him. Right here, watch this. This is my barrier. If I do it this way, now I just invited him to come in and play. This is my barrier. I'm going to use my leash to guide him. Put him right here into that sit. And then I've got his slip lead all the way up here, right by his jaw, not down here. So I'm going to use pressure on this. If his leash is down here on this, and I use pressure to pull forward like this, what happens? Nothing, because that's the strongest area, one of the strongest areas. So if I pull right here, the dog's going to resist. But if I pull from all the way up here, and I kind of do this little wave thing forward, now I'm pulling him, but I'm also guiding him. And remember, this is like a contradiction because I said don't ever put tension on that leash, but we're doing it ever so slightly. And if he doesn't respond to it, I'm not going to keep doing it like this, and I'm going to work him differently, or I'm going to use food. Come here, you little knucklehead. What a piglet. You're a little piglet. And I have to be very careful not to have a conversation and start playing with him because I'm down here, because he's so much fun. Because I'm just gonna spin him out of control and oh my God. Oh, you're too much. Okay, so nice, calm sit. I'm gonna take my hands just like I'm riding a bicycle. I'm gonna put my, oops, put them right back into a sit. I'm just gonna slowly give a little tension. I'm gonna go forward and down. Okay, I'm gonna switch hands. Look, my tension didn't release. Oh, nice job. Good. Good boy. Did you see that? So when he flipped around and he kind of not resisted, but he was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Let me get him right back down. Look where my tension is. Nope. Why am I doing this? I didn't tell you to get up yet. I'm just holding. Once he goes down, there we go. Now the tension's gone. Good. And I didn't, it's not your turn, baby. I didn't get him all hyped up with treats. I had to lower my voice, make everything super calm. So now that's not what I want, so I'm just gonna take my hands away and ignore him. And I'm gonna get him up and we're gonna do it again. I wish you could see him upside down. Look at this little piglet. Why are you the cutest thing on the planet? There's a person in there, I swear. There's a person in there. Okay, so let's do it again. That tension, when I push down like that, let me explain one more thing. I come down to his level because when you ask a dog to lay down, that's super submissive. And remember, the rule is I'm not going to ask you to do anything I'm not willing to do, or I'm going to do it first. So I want to be down here with him. I want to be on his level. For little itty bitty tiny dogs, I put them on countertops. He's already making it easy with that mermaid sit. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the leash, a little bit of pressure. So as soon as his elbows hit the ground, I'm going to calmly say, good job. Good. Is there a video to teach the automatic sit? Yes, there is. If you go to, I think actually Kuma is the thumbnail. It's like a blue background, and my big Akita. And it's probably just called Sit, something Sit, on the YouTube channel. Whoops, he got up. I didn't tell him to get up, so watch what I'm gonna do. My pressure stays right down here. I'm holding on to it down here. I'm gonna put his butt back down. Whoops, where's he at? Good. Okay, so he's flipped around. This is not what I want. It's sloppy, but that's okay. This is a start. So I'm gonna say good, and I'm gonna get up. You're such a little Twinkie. You're such a Twinkie. Oh, stop talking to him. That's my fault. Okay, he's in a nice, pretty sit. And then the next couple of times, as we get better at this, when he starts doing it with just a little bit of pressure, I'm gonna do it from a standing position. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of pressure. And I said this in a different video. Whoops. Watch. Switch hands. I need the hand closest to me to sit his butt, and I'm not letting go of that pressure. It stays right here. Just because you got up and think you don't want to do this doesn't mean we stop. The pressure is going to stay. I'm just going to hold it. Put his little butt back down. There we go. That's fine. I'll take that. It's the first time he's ever done this. It's no problem. That's all I want. And the pressure goes away. Once he's down, pressure goes away. When he does this, no engagement. I don't want him to learn that when he goes down, he can roll around and play, and I'm going to tell him how great and cute he is. That's not what I'm looking for. But right now, I'm totally fine with this being what he's doing. I'm going to get up before he does. Come on. So that it was my idea, not his idea. Okay, right back over here. Nice, pretty auto sit. Let's see if I can do it from standing position. I'm just going to lean down, a little bit of pressure. Oops, switch hands. Pressure doesn't go away, pressure's still down there. There we go, good boy. Nope. Good. Good. Okay, I'm gonna get him up. Come here, good boy. Okay, one more time from standing. And notice I'm not calling it anything. Why am I not calling it anything? Turn his head back over this way. Whoops. I'm not calling it anything because he doesn't know what it is. So when he does that little protesty stuff where he kind of flips around, if I were to say down, down, down and put some pressure on that leash, all I'm doing is creating a word that he's gonna think, okay, when I hear down, I start fighting and try to get away. I don't want that. I want to wait until he gets it. Once he starts doing it with the tiniest little bit of pressure, then I'm going to say down and pressure at the same time. And then once we get a couple of those in, then we'll move him to the place bed. Nice, pretty sit. Here we go. I'm going to stay standing position. Oh. Right back into that sit. And watch this leg. This leg's going to come out like this. This is my guide, so he can't try and lay in front of me. I don't want you laying in front of me. I want you laying right here. Nice and easy. And I'm just holding. I'm not cranking, I'm not anything. I'm just holding. There's nothing painful about this. He just doesn't really know what to do yet. Okay, pressure stays, pressure stays. Put his butt into a sit, makes it easier for him to lay down. I know he knows what to do. There we go. Nice job. Now, again, if you're doing this or trying to do it, and your dog's throwing a fit, you got to teach what the pressure of the leash means. So you got to do the walking around stuff that we've already done with these guys. You got to let them know that when there's that little bit of tension, it goes away when you get to me or when you get into the position. Like that's why we taught the sit. We did a lot of that stuff first. So we've been working with these guys for what? A week and a half now before we even put any pressure like this. If I would have done that day 1, day 2, day 3, never. It would have been, he would have hated me. It wouldn't have worked. But we've built a little bit of a relationship. He understands, he's trusting all that. So it's easier to do. If you're struggling with all of this, you can use food. You can use food. You can do that luring, how people do when they lure the dogs down. I personally don't care for that, but I've done it. I've had dogs where I went to go train a dog, showed up at the house, and the dog had no relationship with me. We'd never met before, but we had to get through this. And the dog's like, are you kidding me? No, hell no, I'm not laying down for you, lady. Put pressure on that leash. So I put pressure on the leash and I used food. And then I took the food away and I just used pressure. Then I took the pressure away and just used the word. So if you need to, do it. Do what makes you the most comfortable. I just don't want you cranking on this leash. So a little tiny bit of pressure. Let's do it one more time. Put his little butt back down. Pressure stays. There we go. Good boy. You got some hot spots on you. What are you allergic to? You got that white pity skin. You can be allergic to everything. And you're going to be a pain in the ass to rehome because you're allergic to everything. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. One more time. Let's get a different angle for you guys. I'm still not calling it anything. Okay, watch my hand. As soon as he felt that pressure, he pulled out. He put his butt right where I want it. He knows the drill. Put his butt right back down. Good boy. Good boy. We want to get one good one for the sake of time. We'll do one good one where he goes all the way down without, standing up and kind of throwing that little baby fit. And then we'll put him on the place bed. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Look where I'm putting my hand. Let me show you this. Because he keeps trying to bite the leash. And so when I go to do this, Look, I'm using my hand to block him. And I'm putting it right where that clip is. See what he's doing? So let's start it over. Come here. Let's go. Let's go. Switch hands. Goes back down. Tries to lightly braid. Nope. Switch hands. You little asshole. Are you paying attention? He's getting it on, like, he's doing it about the third time. So all that means is he knows that he can dick around the first 2 times, and the third one he's not. So we're gonna try and close that gap. No. No. That was awesome. Second time, we're closing it. How did I do that? I quit talking. That's what happened. Even just me talking to you guys is enough to keep, see, she starts going too. It's just enough for engagement, that's all it is. Let's go, let's go. So I'm just gonna calm everything down. Good. Good boy. That's a good boy. Good. Good boy. When he's on his stomach like this, good. This is where I'm gonna pet him. Wait till he flips back over, not like this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Depending on your dog, you know, be mindful. Be nice. They don't know what you're talking about, and they're not trying to make you frustrated. They just don't know. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So for some dogs, when they get into that down position, you really want to overdo it with praise. Really overdo it. For this guy, I can't. He's going to pop out of it. So now when he goes into the down, what I'm going to do is offer him a piece of food. So he gets, oh shit, this is what she wants. When I'm down here, she gives me a snack. Awesome. Because now we did it without food. We didn't lure, so I know I can get him into that down. And then once he gets there. So now he'll be more inclined to do it. You also got to think about what motivates your dog. These guys, they'll do anything for food. Anything. So we could have lured them. They would have done it. But I don't want him to do it because I'm like dragging something around. I want him to do it just out of the understanding of what that pressure is and the relationship that we've built because I'm putting the time in. And then I'm going to give you what you want. What do you want? You want a pet? You want some food? I'll give you some food. And then you just wean those things out. You don't always have to, I'm always going to tell my dog how great they are, but you don't always have to use food. Okay, so he's leaning towards me, so I know he's going to lay this way. So I'm going to put my foot out. As soon as he gets into that down, I'm going to give him a piece of food. So a little tiny bit of pressure, and I'm just holding. As soon as he moves with it, good, down. Good boy. Good, down. So you see that? I'm saying good down. I'm going to start using that word eventually in the next couple of sessions, or next couple of rounds. Good down, but I want him to know, look at that. Now he's not so hyped up with playing. Now he's like, well, what? That's a good down, buddy. That's a good down. Good. Okay, let's go again. Great job. It's like, well, if there's food involved, why didn't you say so? A little bit of pressure. Put his butt right back down. Keep him next to me. Good down. Good down. Good. His fat ass is laying on his side doing it. You were just good. Look at him laying there waiting for it. Good down. Good boy. Great job. Okay, let's go. Okay, I bet you we get it on the first time this time. Nice. Whoops. I don't know why I reached for that. So a little bit of pressure. I was gonna try and get a piece of food ready, he heard me. A little bit of pressure, no. I'm gonna reline them. So this is a reset right here. Get him right back next to me. Stick my foot out just a little bit, nope. So now he knows what I'm asking of him, so I'm gonna tell him no. I'm gonna tell him no when he starts messing around. Good, down. Good, down. Look at that. That was a pretty one. You see that? Now he's not rolling on his back. Good, down, buddy. Great job. Okay, one more. Let's go. Come on. That's a good job. I took them this morning to get their shots. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Good boy. And I am telling you, hand feeding for eye contact made that appointment so effortless. Every time I do this, I want him sitting right next to me. I don't want him sitting with his butt to the side looking at me. I want him right next to me. And you're going to see the importance of all of that as we move forward with all of this. Good, down. Good, down. Good. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Good. Good boy. Okay. Now I'm going to call it down. Down. Good, down. Good boy. And notice I stepped on the leash. That way if he goes to get up, good, down. He self-corrects. Right, he just pops that leash, catches him, he's like, oh, pressure, I'll go back down here. Good, down. Great job. Okay, one more good one, and then we'll jump on that place bed and call it. Right there, I don't like his butt sticking out. Okay, that's better. So I'm gonna use my leg, down. Good, down. Nice job, monkey. Good boy. Good, down. Really reinforce that that's what I'm looking for. Good job. Okay, now let's get him on this place bed, and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna do it the same, and then eventually we're gonna switch words, and I'll show you how we do that. Let's go over here. So I want them lined up the same way. Let me explain something real quick. When you do this with your dog, a lot of times dogs, they are super intimidated by this. It trips them out. You're not playing. Come over here. Come on. We're working right now. So a lot of dogs aren't even going to stand on it. Oh, you little squirt. Where you at? You know you're live right now. Oh, you snuck into my treat bag? Okay, let me stand up. So a lot of dogs don't even want to get on that because they're going to be totally freaked out. And again, I want you guys to know I have a video on all of these things on this channel. There's of teaching the breakdown, they're edited videos, teaching the breakdown of sit, of down, of place, all of that. So I'm just gonna kind of fast forward. So if you need the complete breakdown, go over there and watch those videos. But just for the sake of this, you can see what it looks like live. I'm gonna use my place bed, but I'm gonna put it in the middle. I don't want it up next to a wall. A lot of times even that will intimidate a dog. I want it right here in the middle where there's no walls next to it. Ideally, I wouldn't have another little hyper dog right next to us. So then I'm gonna walk towards it. Let me actually move this back. Like we're just like that, like we're walking, we're going for a walk, and I'm gonna walk him right on it. No, come on, no. I'm gonna walk him right on it. And I'm gonna tell him to down, exactly like we just did. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Line them up. Down. Good, down. Nice job. Good boy. That's so good. Good, down. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. Once we do this enough and he gets on this and just starts laying down without me saying it, then I can remove the word and call it place. Down. Good, down. Good boy. The reason you'll see every trainer use a cot like this to train a place command is because it has an identifiable boundary. This isn't like one of the big Costco beds where the dog can just kind of roll off of it. They have to literally step up to get on and step up to get off. So it makes it very easy for them to understand, this is where I want you to be and this is where I want you to stay. Let's go. Down. I had food in that hand. Down. Oh, I didn't mean to repeat myself. Let me just hold that pressure. Yes. Good. Down. I'm glad I did that. The name of the game, do not repeat yourself. Don't dilute that word. Don't make it mean nothing, and don't keep asking and asking and asking. I'm gonna ask you once. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. If you don't do it, you might get a little correction if you know it. If you don't know it, I'm not gonna correct you and I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. I'm gonna take my time and do exactly what I've been doing the last 26 minutes. Oh shit, you guys, we totally went over. Okay, so let me wrap this up. Come here, right here. Nope, I want him lined up next to me. No. Man, I can't believe he lasted 20 minutes. Puppies usually tap out about. Down? Yes, good boy. Puppies usually tap out about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We're done. Good job. Okay, so we're ending on a good note. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I want to call him off. I don't want him getting off on his own. Good boy. Okay, I'm going to let Tyler off and let them play for a second. And I'll explain real quick what we'll do next time, because we need to end this video. So now that he understands what this is, now that he understands what down is, now we can start substituting. We'll do these reps over and over, what I just did the last however many minutes of having him on here. I'll walk on, I'll say down, he gets into a down, and then eventually I'll start weeding out that food. Once he gets on the cot and just lays down with like the most minimal amount of pressure, because after so many reps, they get it. When I'm on here, you're gonna ask me to lay down, so I'll just do it. Then I'm gonna switch out the words. I'm not gonna say down anymore, and I'm not gonna use leash pressure. I'm gonna walk on there. As soon as he steps up, I'm gonna say place. So now place means when I get on this thing, I lay down. And then once we do that, then we start the process of backing up, walking back to them, telling them good job, eliminating eliminating food every single time, maybe only giving them food every third or fourth time. And we start doing distance, but we do back and forth, back and forth. I get them off, I put them back on, I get them off. And that's how they start to understand when I'm on here, I don't get off, I just lay here. And so I'll put them on and then I'll take 2 steps back. And then I will walk, let me show you real quick. So the next time I do it, I'll get him on here and I'll turn and face towards him and I'll hold on to his leash and I'll walk back like this. He'll stay in the down position and I'll come back to him and I'll say, good job, as he's in that down position. And then the next time, I'll slowly take 2 or 3 steps back. And then I'll walk all the way back and I'll say, good job. And then I'll do, and you get it, you go on and on and on. The reason people will say, because when I do virtual training with clients, a big one is, well, my dog knows place, but it'll only hold it for maybe 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. Well, that's all the training that you put into it. If you only did this a couple of times and then you put your dog on place and turn around and if I put him on place tomorrow and then I go in the kitchen, he's not going to stay here. He doesn't know to stay here. I only spent 60 seconds of standing in the room with him and then I got bored with it and I left. This is a boring command. It's so boring. It really is. I don't want to say I hate teaching it. Kind of I do, because it's fucking boring. It really is. But when you put the work in to do this, it will change everything. The reason I want to do this for these dogs is because as I start to work both of them, it gets really annoying that's why I did Utah first, because if I would have had him on the wall the first 15 minutes, he would have just screamed. So I have to give them something to do. And the other thing is, now that I've had him in the house and I want to start introducing him to some of the other dogs, when they're running around and I say no or stop and I don't want them to, they look at me like, okay, but now what? They need to have something else to do. Right now, they don't know just back off and go walk away. So I need to tell them, stop doing 80 million hot laps and getting everybody hyped up. go lay on your place bed. That's a job. That makes their brain work. Their brain has to do nothing. So there's a lot of good things. You'll see my Akita in a lot of my training videos. She's put 3 people in the hospital. This is before me. And she's attacked 4 or 5 dogs. But she is my best dog, and I take her everywhere and do everything with her. And I use her in most of my appointments when I train dogs. The reason is, when she's on that leash, she's working. And so if I'm working with another dog and I say place, she will hold that command for 2 hours if I need her to. When she's working, she knows, don't do anything else. I don't have to worry about her jumping up to go attack a dog. I don't have to worry about her jumping up to go chase a human. I don't worry about it at all because we have put the work in. And let me tell you, it has been one of the greatest things. I do it with all the dogs. I can't have dogs in the house without this command. But that's how you train impulse control. So now, if I have a dog that doesn't necessarily get along with other dogs, we'll start out here. We'll train place, and then I'll support it by tying him to something, and then I'll work on having another dog out here, and they'll just start getting used to it, and it's not a big deal. So there's lots and lots of great things. It's great for confidence building as well. For any of you that are still here, if you got a dog that's like sketched out, nervous, doesn't know what to do, and terrified of other dogs, I don't care. Just lay on this. You don't have to do anything. I won't let other dogs come up to you. I'm not going to let anybody pet you. I just want you to lay here. That's it. And so you'll use your place command. I've taken dogs outside of the dog park and had them hold a place command. I mean, it just builds this massive amount of confidence, and it gives them something else to do. They have options. And when you're training it in a really gentle way, which you should be training everything that way, the dog's not going to resist it. They're not going to freak out, and they're not going to throw a fit. They're going to be like, okay, I'm working with her. She's got my back. This is us doing it together. It's a big deal. This is a really big deal. This is a very, very important command. Not one dog that comes through my rescue or my training program ever exits without knowing this. Not one. I take that back. Ralphie that I just adopted out. He didn't know it. What a liar. Ralphie, if you guys saw that video, it's one of the edited ones. It's not alive. Of the most matted dog, that little dog that I picked up. Oh, be still my heart. He was a magic dog. He was flawless, literally flawless. He just got adopted 2 weeks ago to this flippin' phenomenal family out in Queen Creek. And then they came over last week and we did a pack walk. Anyway, he's flawless. They came over so we could do training with their other dogs. So I never taught him place command because I really didn't need to. And plus he was a Shih Tzu and it was a good setup. So anyway, that's beside the point. Okay, you guys, that's all we're gonna do for today. I went way over time, sorry about that. And moving forward, I'm still gonna do videos like this that are live, unedited, but I'm gonna do them probably not live. Maybe I'll keep doing the lives, but I'm gonna do most of the other videos with this format because what I'm understanding from the feedback I'm getting from you guys is you prefer to see everything, like the shit show and everything else that comes with it. And I'm fine with that. The only reason that I edit the videos is because I know my attention span is like 5 seconds. And so I don't want anybody else to suffer through all of this kind of nonsense and, me wrangling dogs and then getting set up. But if you prefer that and you need to see it, then by all means. So we'll do a couple that way, but I have to do them as regular videos, regular uploads. Still leave comments on there if you want, and I'll still get to them. But I can only do like lives every couple of times. I need to upload just for the channel's sake, like for the algorithm, to keep things relevant, to make sure the channel keeps growing, so that people that need this stuff, so you don't have to give up your dog. That's super important to me. Okay, I think I've said everything I needed to say. Let me check comments real quick. I didn't check comments. Was there anything? So should practice walking around house on prong collar first. So should practice walking around. Yeah, yes, I'm sorry, I was reading that wrong. Yes, practice before you do this, before you do a down command, practice on your leash first. Whatever you use, a flat buckle, a slip, a prong. Hey, that's too much. No, that's too, I took your leash off. Dang it. Yeah, practice, because they need to know what that leash pressure is. Even if you're gonna do it with food and Laura, it's still super important that they understand, because if the dog gets up, You want to be able to have something to grab onto. And the way I train it, you're going to see as we move forward, there is a very real reason. Like, I am very militant with the way that my commands are done and executed. I'm not trying, if you're going to do it right. I'm not trying to have sloppy dogs. I don't need my dogs to look like, show dogs or aces, but they're going to. They're going to because I'm training it right. And it makes life so crazy easy. It makes it so great when you can take your dog anywhere. My human aggressive dog goes everywhere with me. I say down, she drops into a down right here. I say middle, she goes right between my legs. Like, it just makes it easy for you to execute, but it makes it easy for your dog to understand when you do it right. I'm sorry, you didn't even ask that. I don't know why I just went into that. But yes, practice with leash pressure first. The automatic sit, yes, okay, that was it. And then, did you go to school to become a dog trainer, and how did you learn? No, I did not go to school to become a dog trainer. I did not. I learned to train dogs because I hate suffering. My dog Harrison inside, he almost killed me. That dog has put me in the hospital more times than I actually remember, like more times than I can count. I have a video on it. He grabbed a hold of me one day and I couldn't get out of his grips. And then he got the other hand as well and shredded me and then broke my hand, like my physical bones broke. And I'm not laughing like it's, a joke. I'm just saying, I was a rescue first. I wasn't a trainer, it was a dog rescue. And he was in a bad way and he wasn't gonna make it. And I had no idea, I had absolutely no idea that a dog was capable of that. I had no idea. And I couldn't get anybody to help me. I hired professional elite trainers. I drove them out of state twice. And both times, Hey. Hold on a second. No. Both times I had to drive 10 hours and go pick them up. And I had 16 professionals tell me what you're trying to do can't be done. Some dogs are too far gone. You cannot. Like one person said, your persistence is admirable, but what you're doing is fucking stupid. And that didn't work for me. So I went to YouTube. I went to whatever conference I could find. I went to literally anything I could get my hands on, and started just studying. And then I just went and put it to work. And because I have a rescue, I have dogs that have to be worked with. So I had an endless supply of working with dogs for free. And then I started working with other people's dogs. And then I got a mentor, one of the best trainers on the West Coast, lives here up in Cave Creek, and he didn't have a program. I honestly knocked on his door twice, and then I must have emailed him every day for about 2 weeks and told him I would work for free. I would work. Stop, you two. Enough. See right now, they don't know that just enough means don't do anything else. They need something else to do. No. And he agreed to it. And so I worked under him and cut my paycheck in half for 2 years. I was so poor. I don't know how honest to God, looking back, I don't know how I did it. I really don't. But I wanted to learn, and that's how I learned. And so super grateful for those people. But I don't have any kind of professional schooling. Everything I've done is because that I work with rescue dogs that everybody's given up on, and I've worked with thousands of dogs. In my lifetime, you're never gonna hear me suggest euthanasia. I don't believe in it, and I think it's a fucking cop-out. I think it's fucking stupid. It might not be the dog for you, and you might not be the person that's willing to put in the kind of work that dog needs, but I've worked with thousands of dogs at this point, and there is not one dog that I have ever touched that was untrainable. Not one. Even after they've had behavioral issues had learned behaviors for 7, 8, 9 years. Not one. When you have a dog that's really tough and they have been like this for a while and you just didn't know what to do and so it just kept going that way, you have to become a different person. You don't get to be the same person. If you don't want to kill your dog, you have to do better. And you have to do things that you didn't do before. I had a client a couple months ago. She had a pretty tough dog, and she was, at that moment in her life, she wasn't the right fit. She didn't want to quit on the dog, but she just wasn't the right fit. She needed to become a better version. And I didn't know how to tell her that and I didn't want to offend her. at the same time. And I really, her lifestyle, everything about it, it was not a good match. And she was hell-bent on doing, and she's like, what is something I can do? Like, give me an example. And I said, you need to do something that you're afraid to do, that you don't want to do, that you've been putting off. You either need to go into the gym and fucking throw around some heavy weights and push yourself till you puke, go skydiving, or go give a speech in front of 1,000 people. Like, you know, something really intense that most people just don't want to do. And then you need to start doing that repeatedly. You need to do it once, twice, 3 times a week. Skydiving probably isn't an option for that. But you've got to become a different person. And how is that going to make you a better dog owner, trainer? When you get uncomfortable and you realize that you can do bigger, better, greater, you will become more consistent under your own roof. You will become more consistent with your dog. You won't look at it anymore as damaged goods that you can't undo. You will start owning your own shit. You will start owning that you are the problem. That maybe your dog showed up with bad behaviors, but you didn't do the right things in the moment to help those. Like Harrison, when he came to me, the dog that's hospitalized me, when he came to me, I didn't know that he had all that shit going on. I had no idea. That was unknown. It was kind of known, but not to that level of detail. There was a lot of things I did wrong in that first couple of months of having him. A lot of things. And I could have very easily said, oh my God, this dog, no way, this is just, but there was also a lot of things that still needed to be worked on. And so I had to be somebody that doesn't cut corners. I used to cut corners in who wouldn't? Like, I want to get to the end quicker, faster, sooner, better. I don't want to have to do all the other stuff. And I used to cut corners all the time. I never cut corners with dogs, not ever. And Harrison today is my best dog. Friendliest, best with people, best with other dogs. Phenomenal. Like, he's a phenomenal dog. I worked my ass off for that dog. And it's gonna make me cry talking about him. But he showed up. Like, he never quit. He wasn't too far gone. He just didn't know. He had a really tough start. So anyway, that's how I became a dog trainer. Okay, I think, let's see, can it be done while working full time? I have a new rescue who I work with every day, but it's been 5 months and he hasn't made changes. Yeah, you have to start pushing the boundaries. You got to get to a good place where you have control and you're confident that you have control. And then you got to do things that that get you out of your element so that you can start working through bigger distractions. And my honest response to that is you probably have to get up earlier and go to bed later. You won't have to do it forever, but in the beginning you have to. Like, all of us work full time, most of us. And I worked 3 jobs when I was doing all this. And I had the rescue, and I was trying to train, you know, Harrison, all the other. You can do it. It's really fucking hard because you got to give up things that you really like doing, but you won't have to do it forever. And then once you get your dog to the place that they need to be, then you can start doing more normal, you know, or going back to what you wanted to do, the things you wanted to do before. But you definitely have to make sacrifices if you want it to work. He's not just gonna, you know, show up and start doing things on your time because that you had to work that day. You're gonna have to create space where there's more time to do things when you don't want to do it and you're really, really fucking tired. It's hard. It's really hard. It's not easy. If it were easy, there wouldn't be a fucking youth list. There wouldn't be a shelter. Everybody would keep their dog. So kudos to you for adopting and rescuing. And I'll do my best to help you through it with, you know, that's what the channel's for, is for anybody that, even if it's, you know, if you bought a dog, it doesn't matter if you rescued. But I just say that because all the dogs I have are all rescued. Not one of them has been, you know, I didn't mold them as a puppy. So you can do it. It's just a lot of work. But you wouldn't be here 5 minutes in if you weren't up for it. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. Okay, I'm sorry this was so long, you guys. If this video did anything fancy for you, like it, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Oh, I always forget to do my sign off when I do lives. If you want a better dog, wake up earlier. All right, you guys, we love you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.